Hello guys, and welcome to my TBR for the month of September. So as usual, I am going to use a tarot deck. So today's tarot deck is called the Fyodor Pavlov tarot, and it's got this beautiful dark blue with gold stars. It's got gold edging, and it's got some naughty pics in here. We'll see if we get any naughty pics, but there is nudity in this deck. And I'm going to use this tarot deck to determine what am I going to read in the month of September. So let's get started. So the first card that I pulled is the Tower. So the prompt for the Tower is the highest rated book on your TBR. Now, I have just done that, even though I'm aware that this book that I have chosen, which is Rising Dawn by Beck Michaels, which is the fourth in the Guardians of the Maiden series, and it's finally available. It was meant to be out ages ago, and there is no physical copy, but there is a Kindle version that you can buy. This has only had 94 ratings, so it currently stands at 4.52. So that is the highest rated book, and that is what I am choosing. To briefly sum it up, it is a fantasy novel. I'd say it's almost epic. There is a thread of romance in there, but nothing really of note has happened. There are witches, there are angels, there are warlocks, just a whole bunch of different magical beings, good versus evil, quests, all that jazz. So that is my first pick for the highest rated prompt. The next card out is the King of Cups, and the prompt for this one is a book that has water, because this is the water suit, or blue on the front cover. So my choice for that is The Bright Sword by Lev Grossman. I believe that this is a Camelot, Arthurian, Knights of the Round Table retelling, but I believe it happens after King Arthur's death and there's not many knights left, and they're basically the oddballs of the Round Table. So it's got a bit of a twist on it. We'll see if I enjoy it. The next card out is the Six of Wands, and the prompt for this one is a book with a person on the cover. So for this one, I have chosen Rebel Rising by Rebel Wilson. This is a memoir of hers. There was a bit of a controversy with it, especially with some of the comments she made about a certain producer actor. I've always liked her in movies. I just find her naturally funny and likable. She's an Australian, and the reason I picked this up is because someone at my book club had previously mentioned that they really enjoyed it and thought it was well done. So that is my choice for book with a person on the cover. The next card out is the Three of Pentacles, and the prompt for this one is pick an audiobook. So I had a little look at my library to see what was currently available, and I have gone with Lula Dean's Little Library of Banned Books by Kirsten Miller. So this is by the author of The Change, and I did quite enjoy that book. And it's a satire about a small southern town, which I'm assuming is in America, and about the battle of banning books. And then a little lending library comes into play and changes everything. I, as you might know, am a former librarian. I am absolutely not for banning books or burning books of any nature. I believe it's up to each individual to decide what they want to read and what they want to consume, and every person's opinion matters and is valid, and not everyone's opinion that is contrary to yours must be silenced. So definitely recommend reading banned books. Don't let that put you off, but that was my choice for an audiobook. The next card out is the Page of Swords, and the prompt for this one is a sci-fi book. So once again, I had a quick look at my library, saw what was coming in, and I have chosen the book Calypso, which I think the cover is absolutely stunning and very eye-catching, by Oliver K. Langmead. And it's about a woman who wakes up in a colony ark, so think Noah's Ark, but people, and she wakes up to find that the ship is deserted and has been taken over by a forest. So I'm not going to say much more about it, but obviously she goes on an investigation into this sort of paradise and discovers what's really going on. But that was my choice for a sci-fi book. The next card I pulled is the Ten of Wands, and the prompt for this is pick a book that was published this year. So for this prompt, I have chosen Made for You by Jenna Satterthwaite. And if you recall, this was one of the options for one of my book clubs. It's a sort of sci-fi mystery thriller where the main character is a synth and enters some kind of bachelor show, wins the show, but does she get a fairy tale ending? Is she really a person? And what would happen if you combine artificial intelligence with reality TV? So that was my choice for a book that was published this year. The next card I pulled is the Seven of Cups, and the prompt for this one is do a random number generator. So I had 99 books in my want to read list on Goodreads. I ran a random number generator and I got the number 34. So then I basically just counted to the 34th book, and the 34th book was Goblin Mode: How to Get Cozy, Embrace Imperfection, and Thrive in the Muck. This is a nonfiction by Michaela Coyle and Marian Churchland. It's a nonfic book about how to embrace your inner goblin. It says, learn to decorate, dress, craft, forage, and live according to the goblin principles of community, diversity, proud weirdness, and joyful mess. Do you ever feel strange, gross, chaotic, underappreciated, or like you don't fit in? This seems like it might be a bit of fun. It's illustrated, so that was my choice for the random number generator. The next card was the Judgment card, and the prompt for Judgment is pick a book that is gold or silver. So it could be in colors or could be in the title. I've chosen both because I do one, we can do both. And I've picked the book Gold Rush by Olivia Peter. So this is about a woman called Rose. She meets an A-list celebrity, wakes up in their house, and doesn't remember what happened. I think this is a bit of a grittier litfic book because it does mention that it is a story about consent, celebrity culture, and trying to figure out where you fit in a world that consistently devalues and disrespects women's bodies. So that was my choice for the Judgment for the gold or silver prompt. The next card that I selected was the Nine of Swords, and the prompt for this one is choose a horror book. And so for this, I've chosen one that has been absolutely doing the rounds. I've heard it talked about so much, and that is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. So you've got a young woman whose father has abandoned their family. She's left with her mother and to pick up the pieces. And her mother tells her that eating the eyes, the eye part of an animal, is good luck. And look, my yaya always talked about how eating the fish eyes and the eyes was very nutritious and good for you. And I'm like, still gonna pass, thanks. I'd rather pop a multivitamin, bro. No, thank you. But I was also raised with that belief. But the character in this immediately starts dreaming about human eyes, and obviously it's going to take a turn. It's a horror book, but that was my choice for that genre. And the final card that I pulled was the King of Wands, and the prompt for this one is choose a book with fire or one that is red. So once again, I've gone for both, and I've picked the book These Burning Stars. This is the first in the Kindom trilogy, and it's by Bethany Jacobs. And you remember that I sort of read a little bit of this in the back of the final installment to the Bound Worlds trilogy. And it says it is a dangerous cat and mouse quest for revenge. So this is a sci-fi space opera, supposedly. It's an empire that spans star systems built on the bones of a genocide, a carefully hidden secret that could collapse worlds, hunted by 3 women with secrets of their own. So that was the final choice, and it was for the prompt of a book with fire or red on the cover. So those are the books that I will probably get around to reading in the month of September. So if you want to be able to know what I'm talking about, feel free to pick a book from there and you can read along with me. But that is everything. Until next time, stay wild, Star Child.